Okay, so leave it to Osho to make a book about yoga where he barely talks about yoga. And this book is very interesting. This one's called Yoga, the Science of the Soul. I always need to make sure because there's always the one title and then there's the phrase afterwards. But what I really loved about this book is there are a million people that can teach you about yoga. There's a million people that can teach you about this pose or that pose, but Osho doesn't go into detail about that. He goes more in detail about the process of what yoga is trying to attain, which is the realization that your body is your body, your mind is your mind, and we need to get to this state where we can exist and be present. We can sit in meditation. We can sit in a crisscross applesauce and have no distractions, no thoughts. Just be there and be present. And that is really what enlightenment is. And yoga is a tool to get to that stage. Yoga is a tool to basically allow your body to relax and get into these stages. And honestly, most of the book is spent just talking about how people are at war with themselves. People are constantly fighting battles with themselves. Look at most people's postures. Like the lack of posture in this country just shows that like yoga is more necessary than ever because you're supposed to be sit back, chest up. I just exposed myself there, but like you know what I mean. It's like we the modern lifestyle has broken down our bodies into a way that like we're literally in real time adapting to this modern world. We're hunched over. We're our shoulders are rounded forward. We're like our body is not functioning in the way it should be. And the more we do this, the more we need to just get back to relaxation. And the sad thing about relaxation is the more you try, the harder it is. Like think about, literally as you're watching this video, just try to sit still. Try to not fidget. Just try to be conscious of the things that you're doing. And I'm telling you, the more that you're focusing on it, the more you're fixating on it, the harder it will be for you to just sit there. And it's frustrating, but at the same time, like I want you to start understanding this principle because it's not so much about how hard you try, but about you just doing it. Like you need to be present in the moment. Like I can say the word presence, but I don't know if it really gets the emphasis across. Like if you start fixating on a goal, if you start saying, I need to do this, I need to do that, like the only thing you're gonna do is get in your own way. Like you just need to follow the path. You just need to be patient. And it's through this journey of life that we can start to come to terms with the things around us and the things in our surroundings. And we can slowly get to that state where nothing bothers us, where nothing upsets us, where we can, exist and we're not pulled in 1,000 different directions and I don't have the money for rent next week. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have a fancy car. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my like. We in the West especially, like we exist in a world that we create, and the world that we create is one that is pulling our mind apart in 1,000 different ways, and we just need to start being more present and being more conscious and understanding that like most of the things we worry about on a daily basis don't matter at all. And honestly, that's what I really love about this book is because it's all about relaxation. It's all about understanding that one day your life's going to be over, and are you really going to still be fixating on the things that you didn't have, or are you going to appreciate the things that you do? Are you going to appreciate your family? Are you going to appreciate how beautiful nature is, the blessings that you've been given in life, or are you going to talk about the things that you never were able to do, the things that you were never able to experience? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what your opinion on this is. I don't know how you're going to view it, but again, every time I think I have a grasp of what Osho is all about, I read another book and I'm completely dumbfounded and I'm like, oh, I gotta go back to square one because I have absolutely no perception of how deep a man's mind could be to consistently make me think, to consistently make me say like, wow, I thought I understood him, but this is a whole new dimension where I'm like, oh. And the craziest thing about Osho's books are, they're not books. These were speeches that were transcribed, and it flows like the most artistic thing that you could ever experience. And honestly, if this subject doesn't interest you, I'm telling you, like at the very least, just pick up an Osho book that you are interested in the subject. Like he has creativity, he has joy, he has happiness, he has compassion, he has intuition, he has intelligence. Like, there are a million facets of life that Osho has a mastery of, and you need to hear his perspective on them, because it's a new perspective. I'm all about open ideas. I'm all about having no perceptions. I'm all about, I don't believe in anything because I don't believe that you can understand the whole picture. I feel like the real solution is it's just there. And when we start to put ideas on things, when we start to explain things, that's when it loses its meaning. That's when it loses its depth. That's when there's some little bit lost in translation. And honestly, the closest you can get to the truth is in Osho's works. And I'll leave a link in the description to this book. It's a tremendous book. If you're particularly struggling with relaxation, if you're particularly struggling with, your mind being anxious and fearful, like, I would pick this up because it's got a whole lot of lessons in it, and it's super interesting to see the difference in the West and the Eastern styles of thought. So thank you so much for making this far. I will catch you next one. And at the same time, I really want to thank each and every one of you for allowing this channel to grow so much. It's a beautiful feeling. Every time I check the app, I'm just like, wow, like it's just awesome. And it's like, I know it's just going to continue to grow, and I know it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger. And at a certain point, like, it's just not going to feel real. It already doesn't feel real, but I don't know what to tell you guys. So thank you to each and every one of you. It means the world to me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.